Yo, what is going on, Show Nation? It's Showtime. Welcome to your number one MLB The Show podcast, where we cover everything from Diamond Dynasty to franchise. As always, I am your gracious host, C-Brev. Today is episode 6. It's April 16th of 2019. I apologize for the Friday podcast last week not making it. I did go on vacation over the weekend, so I was gone early Friday morning and did not come back until early Monday morning. So that's why that one got skipped. So because of that, we got quite a bit to cover in today's podcast, mostly some updates for myself and talking about the stuff that's been going on in Diamond Dynasty in the last couple days as far as events and special days and whatnot. So we're going to start off with an M2O update, which has been pretty typical. Ranked Seasons update. We're going to talk about the disaster that was the Mexico Series event. We're going to talk about Jackie Robinson Day, and then we're going to close out with some second inning program predictions, as that is dropping this Friday, just in a couple days here. So that's pretty exciting. I'm ready for some new content and some hopefully good cards that are going to be free again, basically. So good news there. So starting off with the March to October update, since the last podcast, we did beat March to October on Legend with the Atlanta Braves, so that filled out our first base slot in Diamond Dynasty. We got that 89 Fred McGriff. Playing with him in ranked seasons so far, he's been pretty good at the plate. Has had some questionable plays on defense, costed me a couple outs, so we'll have to monitor that. His fielding rating is not good. But neither is Frank Thomas's, who is probably going to be the end-game first baseman, so what can you really do except suck it up, I guess. The season was pretty easy. I think we went 11-0 in the playoffs, to be honest. We played the Mets in the DS, the Cubs or the Dodgers, one of them in the CS, and then we played the Yankees in the World Series, and we swept every series. So yeah, that season wasn't too bad, but the other March to October that I actually finished was a complete pivot from what my plan has been the entire year, so it's kind of crazy. The entire year my plan was when I hit Silver 1, I was going to take Joe Morgan for my level 99 player. And so I had left my second base slot open for the whole time. I just had Gold Trey Turner there just as a filler, basically. Well, between watching streams and gameplays and not being terribly happy with my outfield options, I did a 180 pivot and went straight for Tony Gwynn instead of Joe Morgan. So that meant I had to go find a second baseman, and we did beat March to October on Legend with the Tampa Bay Rays, and we got that 87 Ben Zobrist card, which I was very excited about. I was a little scared about the Rays because their lineup is not good at all. But I did not realize how insane their bullpen is. Diego Castillo and Jose Alvarado are just absolute flamethrowers in the back end. It was crazy. Just locked everything down for me. I did struggle a bit in the season, though, mainly because of the offense. We finished with 101 wins, but we finished 10 games out of the division. The Yankees won 111 games. So we were rewarded with a wild card slot. We played a home game against the Seattle Mariners, which we won 6-5. It wasn't as close as the score indicates, but still pretty tight butthole towards the ninth inning. I mean, anytime you got a one-time playing game for your March to October life, it's kind of scary. But we were able to pull that one out. So after the wild card game, we went straight into a series with the Yankees in the DS, and we won that in 4. And then the CS, we played Houston, and Houston was a problem, much like the reasons that Boston and New York are problems, because all their good hitters are right-handed, and my closer's a left-handed pitcher. So I struggled a bit with Houston. We did win the ALCS in 6 games, and then we went on to the World Series, which was another struggle against the Dodgers. So I just couldn't hit in the playoffs. I don't know what it was. But my bullpen was holding it down for me, and we did end up beating the Dodgers in 6 games in the World Series to take the title as the Tampa Bay Rays on Legend. So I'm really excited to have that Ben Zobrist card. I'm actually happy with my decision not to take Joe Morgan. I would be happy with Ben Zobrist holding down second base for me for the next 3 or 4 months, honestly. He's got even splits, switch hitter, plays good defense, got good speed. He's a guy that you can just leave in your 8-hole for a very long time. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm really excited that I pivoted and was able to beat that on my first try, because if I had failed, that would have been really sad. I probably would have just taken Joe Morgan as a consolation prize, but we didn't, so that was exciting. So that's my March to October update. After we got our second base position filled in, we did step into ranked seasons to try to start climbing a little bit. As of this podcast, I'm sitting at 741 rating. I've only played 17 games, so I haven't played much. But I'm just trying to knock out the early parts of it, because grinding from 0 rating in the first month is always miserable. I think I've talked about it in another podcast already, but making up the extra 650 rating points that you have to make up in the first season just sucks. So I've been knocking it out slowly but surely. Some surprises for my lineup is that Fred McGriff hasn't been hitting that well, which is kind of depressing, because apparently none of my first basemen that are available to me can hit well. And Kyle Schwarber at catcher has been absolutely amazing. I think he's literally hitting like 560. So it feels like MLB 18 in that regard, where Kyle Schwarber is just destroying everything. And it's a very good feeling when he steps into the box and you can tell that your opponent is pitching a different way than they were pitching to the last hitter. So makes me feel good. I don't know. Just wanted to share. Hoping to get 2 World Series within the next week. I don't want to wait till the last week and have every game be super sweaty. So we're just going to spread it out a bit and try to get it done early so that we don't have to worry about it. And then we can work on other stuff when the second inning program comes out. All right, so now we're going to talk about the debacle that was the Mexico Series event. This could have been one of the worst events I've ever seen SDS do. I'll just be honest, it was terrible. So it was only Cardinals and Reds players, who were the teams that were playing in the Mexico Series at the time over the weekend, and common players. And the cumulative reward was at 10 wins, and it was an 80 overall gold Tony Perez. So that was just completely depressing. I rely on events a lot for making stubs, just having fun in general. And so that dud of a event just sucked. I mean, what do you even do? Is it even worth playing 10 games to get that gold card? I don't know. I didn't even play. So that was one of the worst ones I've ever seen. Hopefully the next event they come up with is better, because, wow, that was yikes. Moving on. Yesterday, April 15th, was Jackie Robinson Day. Pretty cool stuff. 72nd anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier in Major League Baseball. So as it is every year, that was super cool. And they did stuff in the game for him like they do every year. So they came out with a Conquest map, which is just basically taking over the Dodgers after a little bit. And then you get a Jackie Robinson banner and a bat emblem and everything. And then when you beat the Dodgers, you get an 83 gold Jackie Robinson card. So that was fun. I did it. And there were hidden packs along the way in the map too, which was really cool. Kind of a nice, easy way to get some extra stubs and cards or whatever. Didn't pull anything good out of the packs. In fact, when I was opening the packs, one of the people on my friends list opened a Jacob deGrom out of the same pack, and it made me mad. But no pack luck yet this year. But it's really cool. I like that they do stuff for Jackie Robinson. I am looking forward to whatever 99 card they put out of him this year, because contact and vision is so much better this year. So I think he might be a really good second baseman if they can put out a 99 of him in a timely fashion, if they don't put him out in like December or something. But yeah, Jackie Robinson. And then finally for the podcast, we're going to finish out with my predictions for the second inning program. So I'm really excited about the second inning program. Like I said, just a fresh content, something to work towards, since I've already knocked out all the first inning program stuff. I think they're going to keep it going with a popular new legend. I think they want to keep the hype train rolling and keep having people put money into the game early on so that they can kind of cover themselves later in the year. So I actually think this is my bold prediction for the second inning program, but I think we might see our first Mariano Rivera card. I think they're going to do another starting pitcher, another closing pitcher, and another position player, just like they did in the first inning. And like I said, I think they're going to do a popular new legend. I think that person is going to be Mariano Rivera. There are several years in Rivera's career where you could pick out just a random card of his, and he could be like a 93, 94, 95. And that still leaves you with room to put out a Signature Series 99 later in the year. And also generates a lot of stub input into the market immediately right now, which is the goal, as I said. At least I think that's their goal. So that's my prediction. One starting pitcher, one closing pitcher who I think is going to be Mariano Rivera, and a position player. The position player could be any number of flashbacks or legends. Who really knows? There's just way too many players out there to guess. But I do think they're going to try to make some kind of splash, is what I'm trying to get at. Some player that's going to get people excited is who's going to be coming out on Friday, the 19th, which just happens to be the next podcast, which will be episode 7. So if you enjoyed this one, stay tuned for Friday. We will go over the second inning program post-announcement. We'll talk about what we're aiming for, what all you can do, and stuff like that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this one and sign out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.